Hi, Andrew here, and September is upon us. Labor Day is past and the boys are back in school, and I have now entered the most challenging part of my year. It's been 4 school days now, and I'm not in as bad a hole as I expected I'd be. August was a hit and miss kind of a month. I had to pause on a number of things that I have been planning and working on. I couldn't do them. I had to simply frame them out. I've got coursework, courses to be published and sold, framed out. I've written some of the landing pages, and I've got my book nearing completion, and the promo materials are coming along, but I had to stop. And other things that I was doing on a daily basis had to be paused because with August vacation time and the end of summer and knowing the boys would be going away soon, I focused on other things. And the trouble with that for me is they weigh on me. This list of tasks that is incomplete weighs on me. I feel like I failed because I haven't done it. And that comes back to something I've talked about before, which is mindset. Me joking about what's an electron depends on how you look at it. Is it a failure or is it a lesson learned? Is it good or bad? Depends on how you look at it. It's all in the mindset. And instead of looking at it as I'm not getting stuff done, I looked at it as I'm taking this pause because I would have far greater regret of wasting 2 weeks of my time with my boys than I would 2 weeks or 3 weeks delay in getting all of this material ready. Plus, forewarned, as Kelly Bundy once said, to be forewarned is to have 4 arms. I loved Married with Children. God, what an awful, wonderfully bad, awful, great show that was. There's an Al Bundyism or a Homer Simpsonism for just about anything. But this time, yes, Kelly Bundy, to be forewarned is to have 4 arms. Last year, September through December was one of the longest and deepest and darkest depressive spirals of my life. And it ended with me just about deciding to take a stroll into transport truck traffic. It was a dark and ugly place. And it was kicked off by the return of school, and my boys were no longer with me all of the time. Or I was not with them all of the time. But I knew it was coming. And August was slowing down, and I knew I had to take this pause, or I knew the conditions that were coming. I could take them as failure, or I could take them as, hey, this is a pause until I start up again. And here I am starting up again. Again, forewarned is forearmed. And in doing that, in preparing myself, knowing what was most likely to come, I was able to buttress myself against it. I've kept up with my exercise. I've kept up with my meditation. I'm writing my daily affirmation letter to myself. I am doing the things I need to keep the battle top spinning, to prevent the hits from becoming wobbles, from becoming wipeouts. And so far, and here we are on the 11th of September. Sorry, American viewers, I don't do a 9/11 commemoration, although I do have an interesting story about it. I was living in Colorado at the time. And as it happens, I was expecting my brother to come out for a conference at the Colorado School of Mines at the time. But that's a story for another day. I don't do your 9/11 because it's not really my 9/11. It's coincidental. Today happens to be the 11th of September. 1 week ago today should have been the boys' first day of school, but of course the poor are done by underpaid and overworked teachers couldn't work on the first day of school that's been the first day of school for at least 50 years. At least in my memory, and yes, my memory goes back that far. So they had a PD day to start the year, and they started on Wednesday, a week ago tomorrow. So they've been in for 5 days, and I'm doing okay because I have prepared through knowing what's coming and specifically creating things to help me through the time, and through 8 months of working on my sleep and working on my exercise and working on my meditation and lately working on my affirmations and my just specifically working on my mental health. So I think I mentioned it somewhere along the way. I'm doing okay. I'm not doing great. I miss my boys. They come home. We have a little bit of time, dinner, piano practices, tutoring, bath, teeth, bed. I don't get them as much as I used to, and it's tough. But that is the great tragedy of parenthood. I've talked about that too. So I won't beat that particular dead horse tonight. Instead, I will simply say thank you very much for watching. That was my time. Now it's your time. And in the meantime, take care, and you'll see me soon.